Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Old Guy Farmer's Single Player Challenge. This is episode 30, and we should be in day 6 of spring, year 2. So let's go ahead and get on in. Thanks to a suggestion by a fellow competitor, I think we're going to try this disable vehicle camera collision mod. It's supposedly going to help us with respect to the camera jumping on trailers and auto load stuff. So we're going to see how that works. Hello Northeast Rail and the squad. How are both of you doing? Hi Jacob. It's funny, we've got 3 people in chat and YouTube's telling me that there's nobody watching. It's pretty funny. At least I think it is. Let's go ahead and grab our eggs up. I don't know if we've gone a couple days with forgetting our eggs or not. Let's see how many eggs we've got. We've got 115 eggs in our in our backpack. Hello Chris Webb, how you doing? I managed to catch a little bit of Grizzly's into the stream there. Hello, country girl. How are you doing? We need to get country girl in farm sim. She's got the voice for it, that's sure. Let's check our sheep price. Alright, 47.60. I need to open up something here because I want to document that. Oh, shoot. Day 6. Oh, and we did this again. Alright, so like I've said in previous streams, we are checking our animal prices because we want to know when the animals are going to be the most expensive in the coming year. I know what we need to do. We need to first tab into our trains, slow those bad boys down, and then we need to finish caring for our greenhouses. They're almost out of manure. At the end of last stream, we topped them off with water, or we put water in them, but we didn't have time to do manure. We're just going to top them off with water, and then we're going to fill all of them back up with manure, because they are almost all out. We almost, I'd say we almost didn't have a stream tonight. Hey Jimmy, how you doing? That might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but the house here didn't have power for about 10 hours today. Someone apparently struck a utility pole and did some pretty major damage to it, and the utility company was working for about 10 hours, I guess, to get the pole replaced and to get power restored for a pretty large section of the city where I am at. And I mean, there were some pretty major businesses out. There was at least one grocery store that was without power for a fairly decent time period. Several restaurants and small businesses, and lots of houses, lots of homes. So they were saying that they were thinking they might not get power restored until around 8 p.m. I got home around 6 and whipped out our emergency generator. About the time I got it set up and turned on, the wife came out inside and said, "You know what? Power just came back." So I think we've owned that generator for 3 years, and I have not had a chance to use it once, because since we bought it, we've not lost power for more than a short duration of time, other than today. And today I wasn't home, obviously, to do anything about it. So it seems that if you want to make sure you never lose power, buy a generator. Not because a generator will allow you to have power whenever you want to, but because the mere fact of owning a generator means that the power will never get cut off to your house. It's like a force of nature, or just some bad karma thing. Well, I'm kind of hoping to have some bad snow too. It looked kind of not necessarily so much fun, but it just looked entertaining, and I wouldn't mind that aspect of the struggle to fight with the weather. Let's take a look at our weather while we're talking about weather. We've got a fairly cool summer with just 1 day of rain predicted. And I'm really hoping that we get some grass growth soon. It appears that we are suffering from the bug in Seasons 1.0 of no grass growth during spring. Uh-oh, we just lost some manure on the ground. Let's see if we can't pick that up. So since we're talking about seasons a little bit, for those that may have not realized, Seasons version 1.1 came out today, as did several seasonal mod add-ons. We are going to continue to run Seasons version 1.0 until the conclusion of the contest. But in the changelog, and I read the changelog, or a list of upcoming features a couple streams ago. Maybe it was as far back as autumn or early winter. And I've got the official changelog up, and while we're working here with our manure, I thought I would just read it off to you guys. Northeast Rail says, during Hurricane Sandy, our generator did not start. Well, you know, one thing that I do is I pull the generator out at least twice a year, and I start it up and I let it run for 30 to 40 minutes, just for the mere fact of you know, keeping it within some level of readiness. And I was happy today it started up on the first pull. It's like I've got an old college friend that we had a fairly major snowstorm for Virginia come through, and we had about 3 feet of snow that had accumulated overnight, and he could not get his snowblower to start. So he had to shovel his whole drive and everything by hand, and that's because he never really prepped it, never really, before winter, went out and made sure everything was ready to go. So let's go back to Seasons 1.1, the release log. It's over on the Real Miss Modding's website. Looks like they have they added a debug console for vehicle repair and fruit growth. And that's where you pull the use the tilde and pull that down. That's the debug console. think this one's already full, but we'll check. They increased season lengths, or they gave more options for season lengths. Yep, that one's full. And Old Guy Farmer had tried out the new mod, the new version earlier today, and had reported on his Discord. So right now we have, with version 1, we have 3-day, 6-day, 9-day, and 12-day season options. But with version 1.1, they added, I think 15, they added several other season lengths between 15 and 24 days. So if you wanted to run a 24-day season, that would be the equivalent of one game day is like 3.5 real days of work, because 24 seasons is 8 game days per theoretical month, because there are 4 seasons during the year. There are 12 months during the year, so that makes 3 months to each season. Oh no, we just took out the glass. They added a new way of doing geo mods, and that's what they released also, with several geo mods. So there's one for I think Wales, there's one for maybe somewhere in Germany, there's one for Sweden, and there's one for the Midwest United States. And there actually is a kind of a custom specialty season, which is all snow all the time. Basically, it's perennial winter. So it's kind of a hack for the people that want to have, you know, let's say some fun in the snow type of an environment where you're always guaranteed to have snow. They did some texture replacements. Grass will now rot in a tipper, so that was kind of a bug in version 1.0, that if you had grass and you put it in a tipper, it wouldn't rot like it would normally do if it was baled. But now grass will definitely rot if you cut it and pick it up with a forage wagon and leave it in the forage wagon. It will rot the same as if it was baled. We've got straw and hay also now rots in the tipper, only if it gets wet. So if you keep straw or hay dry, it won't rot in the tipper. But if it does get wet, meaning that it rains or it's left out in some place it doesn't have a snow mask, it will rot. They have let's see here, they've improved. So we haven't really done this because we haven't bothered with planting trees, but in Seasons mod there is a distance limit as to how close you can plant the tree to each other, and the closer you plant the trees to each other, the less it will grow, basically. So if you plant, and I'm just going to pull some numbers out of the top of my head. If you plant a tree, let's say 3 meters apart, then the tree may only go to the second growth state. If you plant a tree 5 meters apart, it may go to the, let's say there's 5 growth states. It may move to the fourth growth state, and it may require you to have the trees 10 meters apart, let's say, to get to the full growth state. So they have basically they've improved or adjusted the distance that the trees need to be apart. So pigs now will give birth in spring and autumn. So that is new. Pigs used to only reproduce in spring, but I looked at the XML files, and the pigs will will basically still reproduce the same amount over the course of the year. So in seasons 1, the reproduction factor for pigs was 0.6. It was basically 2/3 of a pig. It was 0.667, basically. Well, in version 1.1, the reproduction factor for spring is 0.33, and the reproduction factor for autumn is 0.33. So, for all intents and purposes, if you have, let's say, 100 sheep at the start of spring, if you have version 1, in theory you'll have 166 sheep by the end of spring. With version 1.1, you'll have 160. You'll still only have 166 sheep, but it'll take you till the end of autumn to get that number. They've improved plant growth for winter crops. So I've not really planted winter crops, so I'm not really sure how winter crops used to behave, but apparently now it will only grow to a certain growth state. We demonstrated this next one early on in the contest, where we basically bought a manure spreader and used it on a field to put manure on the field. We used it for a couple hours of game time, but it was only about half of an hour of real time. And when we sold it back, we sold it for full price. So in version 1, you basically have an hour of real time to try out a piece of equipment and sell it back without losing any money. But in 1.1, that time limit's been reduced to 30 minutes. So that's something to be aware of. Alright. Vehicle repairs right now, we have to do twice a year, basically, every 12 days. Or every 12 days. Or every other season. But with version 1.1 of seasons, we only have to do maintenance once a year. Now, if maintenance will end up being twice as much when we do maintenance, it's hard to say. Let's take this flatbed trailer back. On the fixes department, they fixed some German translations. They fixed germination. There was apparently a bug with respect to fast forwarding through multiple transitions. So I don't think that's necessarily fast forwarding through nighttime using the Alt-N, but I think that relates to like using the manual fast forward mod and fast forwarding through multiple days at a time. They have a fix for an issue that we are experiencing actually on this map, and that is that grass sometimes does not regrow in the spring after the first year. We are definitely seeing that all of the grass that we planted last year and all of the map grass is still in the harvest state. Let's pull that up. So you see it's all still this color, so it's all still harvested except for this field, which is the field we planted this spring with grass. So I'm really hoping that when we transition to summer, that we will finally, oops, we want to unhook that, that we will finally get some grass growth. Apparently hay bales did not rot properly in the last version of Seasons. So they fixed that. Apparently there was an issue with maintenance and low horsepower tractors, which is kind of a concern because that's all we have, is we have low horsepower tractors. But since everyone is going to be running version 1.0 seasons, then it's really not an issue. So there are several other fixes, and you can look at that up on the game log. So Ed says he sees 2 seasons in his game. Are you saying, like, if you do an Alt F, you're seeing 2 separate forecasts? As best I understand, I was under the impression that that 1.1 removed the contest version from your folder, that it almost physically deleted it for you. But maybe that's a misunderstanding. I have not messed with 1.1 because we're not going to be using it for the contest. And to be quite honest, this is about the only farm sim that I've been able to do as of late is the contest stuff. I have recorded a few episodes of the Serenity Valley series to close it out, but beyond that, I've not had an opportunity to really do much farming. So, but I would say if you still have both versions of seasons in your mods folder, I would definitely remove version 1.0. Oh, would you serious? Get over there. Stop it. Now, why are you not picking up? There we go. Alright, let's see. Where's the Ponzi? Here it is. Hey, 1050 Vario, how are you doing? Just had a chance to look at some chat messages. I had really hoped that we'd be mowing grass by now, but that's not going to happen. We'll just have to keep on doing this until we have grass to grow. We should also see if there's a mission that we can run, which would give us a lower price on a field that we may buy, but I'm guessing that we haven't had enough growth to transition to do another mission. It'd help if I got around the tree, wouldn't it? My grass is harvested. I am suffering from the bug that is in the fixes for 1.1, and that is grass sometimes does not grow in spring after year 1. I'm certainly hoping that it grows something in summer. was saying earlier, I was planning on being mowing grass by now. Yeah, the no teleport mod, that's part of that's from the realism folks. It's from the same seasons folks. So no tabbing, no going to the escape menu and jumping into a vehicle. You're gonna have to drive to get into your other vehicle if you want. Now that does make getting into trains to slow them down a bit problematic. That seems to indicate that we're in growth stage 2. If we look at where we actually have grass at, it doesn't look very tall, that's for sure. Let's go up here. I know I shouldn't have jumped out of the scorpion, but that doesn't look like growth stage 2 to me. That looks like right after it gets cut. Yeah, we're gonna check after we fast forward tonight and see what we got. I mean, the grass we planted says it's in the first growth state, but it hasn't come up out of the ground. And in fact, if we look at the map, now these two fields which we planted in a mission, they've advanced the growth state, but the grass hasn't. Here's one of those dead trees that I was kind of hoping we'd get some kind of Easter egg that if we cut down all the dead trees on the map, we get some type of a bonus. That would be pretty cool, I think. So how was everyone's day today? Lily on sale. We got our wonderful billy goat. Climbs everything. Trying to get to that dead tree. We are, I think we're getting to the limits of what our Scorpion King can do there. So I've got a, oh, there goes another knuckle. Y'all see the glitching log there? I guess if there's a floating tree on this map, somebody's sure to find it the way we're doing our logging. Hey, Vic the Gamer, how you doing? There went another one. Another dead tree. We're making our way over to the new pig farm. We're going to deforest that also. There's another great demand. Can't get them to cut right away. We're just going to cut them down the hard way. Some nice trees over there too. was a nice tree. That was like 4 logs. Another nice tree there. See our farm down there in the distance. So Mark, I'm wondering when you're going to create and publish a map. You could have a map where all the logging is done on an island, and you have to use the ferry mod to get your logs off the island to the sell point. That would be fun now, wouldn't it? Well, I figure at some point you just get tired of tinkering with other people's stuff, and you'd want to go out there and put all your wonderful ideas down on a extra hard map. Where you could only plant root crops. Where the only trees on the map were in the middle of an island. You had to use a ferry to get across. So what do y'all think of the, have you all seen the commercial DLC proposals over at the Giants Forum? And if you have, what do y'all think of those? Good evening, Down East Woodworker. I'll start by telling you what I think of the commercial DLC stuff. But I am interested in what other people think. I had put my comments in the announcement thread course, prefacing it with these were just my opinions, and everyone else was, you know, entitled to their own opinion and everything. And I thought it was quite funny that the first response was that basically, you are wrong. I got quite the chuckle out of that, so I let the individual know that the very nature of opinions is that no opinion can be wrong. You may disagree with one's opinion, but it doesn't make the opinion wrong. And what the individual was disagreeing with was I basically had stated that in the DLC proposals there are 2 maps that are proposed as DLCs. And I was simply stating that it was my opinion, again, not fact, my opinion, that it would be in Giant's best interest to not do a map as a commercial DLC. Because I just did not see players paying up to $14.99 for a map when there's free maps that are coming out basically every day that are arguably just as high quality as the map that would be the maps that are being proposed. Even if you combine the 2 maps into one DLC and you had 2 maps for 15 bucks, again, I don't think too many players would buy that, given the you know, the large amount of free maps that are out there. Now, of course, console players, they have a different frame of mind because they don't have access to nearly as many maps or mods that PC players do. There is a grimy, I'll call it grime, basically the potato people, the brand that has all the potato harvesting equipment and handling equipment. There's a proposal for a whole bunch of potato equipment, and that one has my vote for the DLC that I would like to see, because it would I think it would bring some interest in potatoes. There's some really cool pieces of equipment that could hopefully be used for other things. Like there's a what appears to be a drivable conveyor belt. It shows a conveyor belt. It's like a pickup belt. It looked like the transfer belt in game that transfers from one belt to the next, but it's got a place where you sit and in theory I guess drive it around. That looked cool. So I'd encourage you to go check the Giants forum and check the announcements section to look at those submissions and vote. There's a SurveyMonkey survey out there for you to basically pick what you would like to see. There was a I think it's an Italian cedar in the mod contest. It was red. It had all kinds of options. It was like a something M, something G, something. They had, I think the person that had built that cedar had proposed a whole bunch of equipment by the same brand. Now most of it was seeders or plows or cultivators and things like that, but if it had the same interactivity as that contest cedar, I think that would be a cool option. just to bring some interactivity into the equipment, where you can change graphically the settings and things. Well, I think any of the DLCs that would be accepted would be basically, it had to be console. So yeah, it would, if a map would either be not seasons prepared, or they would have to basically bring seasons into console so that that would work. And if it's like the DLCs that Giants has put out, that's basically locked, a map that would be put out, if it's basically locked such that it can't be edited, then for those folks like me and Mark and probably and GrizzlyBearSims and probably Old Guy Farmer and lots of others, it's kind of, once you go to seasons, you don't want to play a map that's not. And at least with open maps, you can make the map seasons yourself ready. But if the map is locked through encryption or just through other copy protection methods, then it probably couldn't be brought into the editor, and it probably couldn't be made seasons ready. So that would be a concern by probably several PC players. So Mark's vote is for that Italian DLC, which is the same brand as the that cedar I was talking about. Hey Colin, how you doing? It's late spring, so it's almost 7 o'clock and it's still light, so we're probably gonna cut trees down for a little bit longer. But even if we do get grass growth once we transition to summer, it probably won't be cuttable or worth cutting. So I was thinking, if we don't end up getting all these trees picked up, would they be just sitting around for all of summer and autumn? But I don't think they would. I suspect you're going to be doing trees tomorrow. Alright, I think we're going to take 2 more trees out after this one, and then we will start picking them up. What I really like in that cedar from the contest is that module that you can put in your tractor. That kind of shows you the status of the cedar and stuff. You know, it's much better than the static pretend modules that you see in some tractor mods. But to have equipment that actually has some level of interactivity. You know, like there's a mod that allows you to set the spread width of a fertilizer spreader. But it'd be cool if you would have to go back to the back of the spreader and you know, move a lever or something to affect the spread distance. Or if, depending on the crop, you needed to set the fertilizer density. You know, how much fertilizer you put on the field will vary based on the crop. Kind of the way seed does. You can. Oh, that's going to be bad. You know, depending on what crop you seed, the amount of seed that you put down will be different. All right, so I think we cleared a decent area. Just going to park our buffalo over here. Not buffalo, our Scorpion King. Figure out where our truck is. I really find it interesting how an area looks completely different after you take some trees out. And I really like how Giants has basically allowed that to where pretty much lots of things in the map are dynamic. You can really really make the map your own. The ability to carve up any piece of land into a field if you wanted to is kind of a testament to a pretty dynamic and flexible game engine, I think. Look at that whole area is now completely void of trees. That's what I wanted. I wanted you to fall that way. Oops. Alright, let's lock you down. And let's take you to the shop. Yeah, I like the ground modification roller. I used it on the Serenity Valley map, but I discovered something, and it probably makes, when I say this, it's probably going to make complete sense to most everybody. If you use the ground modification roller to roll out different ground textures, do not remove the ground modification roller from the mods list, because if you do, all of the ground modifications that you made disappear. So for some reason I thought that the ground modification roller was somehow writing the modifications into the save game file in such a way that when I took the modification roller out, because I was done using it, that the modifications would stay, but they don't. Everything that I rolled out went back to grass. So another lesson to learn, which I learned the hard way, is if you make bales with any baler, any mod baler, do not, under any circumstance, remove that baler from your mods list, or all the bales that you made with that baler will disappear. So I learned that lesson the hard way, twice actually. It was over on Serenity Valley again. I made a bunch of square silage bales with the square silage wrapper from the contest, or not the contest, the DLC. And I did a multiplayer recorded game with Rockhound, who's the map author over there. And he doesn't have the Coon DLC, so I had to take it out of the list. And when I took it out of the list, when I loaded the map up, I noticed that the 100+ silage bales that I had stacked around the map were gone. So I was like, well, that is great. So then, since I didn't know how to learn my lesson, I decided I would use the round bale wrapper, a round bale combo from the Coon DLC, and made a bunch of round bales, round silage bales. Well, I did another episode with Rockhound and took the Coon DLC out, and you know what? They disappeared. So, if you do baling, never remove the baler for which you baled the bales with, or your baler, all your bales are going to go away. Thankfully, through the magic of science and knowing how to edit an XML file, I hacked in all of the bales that I lost. So it was no giant loss, but it could have been a giant loss if I didn't know how to basically manipulate the save game in such a way to get back what I didn't have. I would mark if I wasn't ending the series tomorrow, actually. We plan to record our last episode tomorrow. So I hear Rubber Burner picked up all the nuggets, but he managed to increase the time to 30x somehow. So he was worried he disqualified himself, but really all he did was just give himself even less time. Oh wow, it's 10 o'clock already. We'll have to keep an eye on that time if we want to fast forward. Now, I don't think I've rolled the log trailer. I definitely have rolled the bale trailer, but I don't think I've rolled the log trailer, and hopefully we won't. Mark, I think we're just gonna play by the seat of our pants and just risk it. See what happens. I suspect we will get growth. It's just going to mean we won't get 3 cuts off of any of the grass. We'll just get 2. Be able to get one more load back here before the stroke of midnight. We're going to do a little bit of hill climbing like we did last night. And hope we don't run into a tree. Here we go. That's my shortcut. I turned all of it off. There we go. Let's see if we can make it just for fun. Let's pull. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right. Hi, Furious Matt. How you doing? Looks like we've got 30 minutes to get there, unload, and get back to the main farm before we need to fast forward through the night. Can we make it back? Not if we jackknife. That will definitely not let us get back. I don't think we're going to make it back. We're going to have to stop here along the road, I think. We're going to try to climb that mountain. Let's see if we can get up the mountain in 6 minutes. Oh no! We didn't do it. We didn't do it. All right, it is early summer. 4:46 in the morning. All right, let's jump down here. So our grass is now showing ready to harvest. Is that even possible? Well, it is definitely taller. All right, we're going to clean up here, and then we're going to pick up our eggs, and we're going to close the stream out. Thanks you guys for coming out and watching. I do not think I'm going to stream tomorrow, but I might. It's all depending on if I get done what I need to work on. If we don't stream tomorrow, then we'll be back. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday, and we'll be back Friday. And Friday, hopefully, we will be a little bit earlier in the afternoon. And we'll do multiple streams Friday afternoon. Alright. Let's go check this field out real quick. We definitely have mowable grass now. So it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. See what this grass field looks like. So this field is behind by 1 growth state, which is what I expect. Alright. We are going to save this game. Wait, let's yes, we know it's not been saved. I'm going to turn this off. We're going to save the game. All right, let's get our finances. We get $98,000 yesterday, not too bad. $22,000 from our greenhouses, down a little bit because we did run out of manure. $80,000 in wood. All right, save again because time did pass while we were looking here. We'll quit out. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I don't think we're going to stream tomorrow, but we will be back Friday earlier in the day, Friday afternoon, and hopefully we'll get a couple streams Friday afternoon pounded out, and then we'll be back our normal time, 9:30 Eastern PM, Friday evening for another stream. So until next time, guys, happy farming.